microphone off to the parting seniors, turn the program over to them, and I think they may have a few words to say about a lot of things. So I think our first one's all set. So David, you want to kick us off?
Bag of tissue? Okay. There.
What Mr. Bloom didn't tell you was that the faculty children that you see today was once me, throwing food, crying, yelling at people. It's amazing how things change now. I have to apologize first. Today was my first day going to Cedar Point. I know the seniors had a great time on our trip, and I have to apologize to Jason Groa too. I screamed like a little baby on some of the... and Jason was sitting right next to me. So my throat's a little hoarse and Jason's ears are probably a little burning. But it was a fun time. So, 18 years. That's a very long time to collect memories and many, many thank yous. In 18 years, you really get to know a place. And while I can't quite say that I'd like to relive life, many of the moments that I would like to relive happened here on this campus. And because of that, I couldn't quite possibly thank everyone that I wanted to that has had some type of impact or has influenced me in some way. But I'm going to try and then let some other seniors say their thank yous as well. First, I'd like to thank the tennis team. Gus, Jay, Aaron, and Mr. McNeven. We had a lot of toaster rides back from away tennis games, and I didn't quite realize then, but those talks that we had, current events, on swag, and I still don't know what swag is, Gus. Maybe tomorrow after graduation. On politics, and of course the endless funny GRE stories. That's something that I will really treasure as we move on and as we leave campus tomorrow. I'd like to thank Mrs. Hartz. And quite honestly, that name will probably come up almost every single person that speaks tonight. Her and Mr. Hartz have done an amazing job, and they'll be continuing to do it. From ever since I can remember that you came, I believe 9 or 10 years ago, you've been working with students in your dorm, and you just do an amazing job with everything that you guys do. I'd also like to thank North Hall, the dorm in which you both live. You know, I'm classified technically as a day student, but whenever North Hall has an event, you've always invited me into your family. That special dorm has become under the leadership of the Hartzes. I really want to thank you for that. I'd like to thank the Social Studies Department, Mr. Sharping, Mr. Wooding, and Mr. Wilson. You three were one of the major factors in my pursuing politics as a major in college. Normally we talk about some different current event every day, and most of the time I'll disagree with almost everything you said, and disagree pretty hardly. But we still laugh, and we still respect each other. And that's something that you've really taught me to practice in the future. I'd like to thank the Science Department, Mr. Kovacic, Mr. Ardell, and Mrs. Schroeder. You encouraged me to go pre-med, and when I decided to go political science, you've encouraged me even more to follow that. I want to thank you for that. The English Department I'd like to thank. Mr. Valentine, Ms. Mundy, Mr. Archer, and Mr. Hartz. You helped to turn my very painful writing essay techniques freshman year into something that has got me an internship with my congressman for the summer. And you've also turned my speaking, something that I was definitely afraid of in 9th grade, something that I pretty much enjoy now. And I really want to thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Mr. Rydell for being my table advisor for the past 3 years. Every day at lunch, you tell us a story, and whether you wanted to or not, you made me laugh. And that's always something that I've remembered and I always look forward to every lunch. I'd like to thank Mr. Sharping and all the student council members, especially Jordan Flair, even though you weren't one, Matt Jarkowitz. You felt any time we've had an event, you always encouraged everything that the administration and I have tried to do, and you've listened to our ideas and really trying to encourage everyone to have a better year. I really want to thank you for that. I'd like to thank Mrs. Field. I sometimes call you my lifelong golf buddy, because you encouraged me to take up golf when I was little. And you're also someone who I've always been able to talk to, and you've always been able to help me. I want to thank you. Mr. Bloom, I've had the opportunity this year with Student Council to work with you a lot more than I used to. And I've really enjoyed doing this. For the past 4 years, I've known you as a headmaster. For the past 18 as a friend. I really want to thank you for being there and for being the main reason my parents moved to GRA. And for that, I'll always be eternally grateful. Before I give my last thank you, I want to thank Jeremy Goldstein and all those who helped at 1 o'clock and at 4 o'clock a.m. this morning. What you see now wasn't here. It was a big pyramid of tables and chairs and plates, and there was a robot stick figure up here, our senior prank. We had a great time, and Jeremy, you especially, and many others, you've really pushed me out of my comfort zone. Not sleeping is definitely out of my comfort zone. That's something that I've really treasured as well. Just, always being there and pushing me to go beyond what I'm comfortable with. And my last thank you for tonight, and it's definitely my most deserving, but it's also my most difficult to really put into words. So I'll say it quite simply. I'd like to thank my parents. You've put up with me for 18 years, with all my crazy ideas, sometimes quirks, and often my bad attitudes toward my sister. But you've pushed me, and you've quite obviously shaped me to who I am today. I'm undeniably standing here today in front of all of you because of you, and your influence in my life. I know that God has put you with me and me with you for some great purpose. I can't wait till He shows what that purpose is. So now that graduation time is here, I find myself wishing that I could actually go back a year, back to being a junior and restarting senior year. But obviously it's too late for that now. So I can only focus, and we as a class can only focus, on the present and cherish these important last moments that we have together. So juniors in the room, remember that. More than likely you'll be feeling the same way next year. And now what Mr. Archer's probably motoring under his breath, something about being emotional in public, and John Bader and I'd like to just tell you that it's been an amazing 4 years for me as a student here. And it's been an amazing life as a family member of the GRA community. You've all helped me in some way or another, and I'm truly, truly grateful for that. I wish the senior class the best of luck next year at college, and our juniors the best of luck in their senior year. I'll be coming back to visit probably 4 times, and that's not making you happy either right now. But I just want to thank you again, and look forward to hearing what you have to say as well.